Hello and welcome to Sip Mini English. I'm Nell. And hi, and I'm Catherine. Now, Catherine, when was the last time you went for a walk in the country for first, for exercise or relaxation? People do that. Wow, believe it or not, they do. Interesting people are strange. Well, it's sort of like you should pay close attention to the program because it's all about the fewer and fewer people are venturing out into the country. Well, I wonder if that were in the past of the problem. To venture out somewhere suggests that it's a big challenge or even risky activity. I don't think a work in the country is a particularly dangerous activity, even it's bad weather. It's not of the reasons people go in the recent survey for why they don't do it. In fact, one of the biggest reasons people go was that it wouldn't look good on their social media. Well, of course, they would go for a walk in the rain in the country if you couldn't get a good snap for a social media account. Interesting, you should say that because it's the topic in the quick question in the survey. What the percentage of the people get the poor social media photo opportunity at these reason for not wanting to venture out into the countryside? Was it A around 10%, B around 30%, or C around 50%? What do you think? To be honest, I don't think that would be a good skill at all. So I'm going to say it's just 10. Listen out for the answer at the end of the program. Annabelle Secretariat is from an organization called LIFE, Linking Environment and Farming. They want to encourage more people visit to the countryside. She recently appeared on the BBC Farming Today radio program. She gave her response to the survey we mentioned with the review that many us prefer to stay indoors. That's what does she say a quarter of the people in the survey know and believe. I can't believe that for in 10 millennials think they shouldn't spend more time in the countryside, and a quarter of them know. I believe that it's much better and easier to relax in the countryside, but they're just not going out. It's phenomenal. She was talking about a group of a survey which called millennials. The term refers to people who were young adults now. People who were born in 1980s and 1990. Are you millennial now? No, I'm actually Generation 8. The age group before millennials. We were born in the 1960s, 70s, or early 80s. Secretaries said that a quarter of millennials know and believe that it's better and easier to relax in the country, but they just don't go. She thought it was phenomenal. No, this activity means that something is incredible, unbelievable, or it's often used for something that is positive, something that is very impressive or amazing. In this case, talk, she is using to say how shocked and surprised she is that the people know going to the country is a good and great way to relax, but they don't still do it. So what explanations does he have for phenomenal behavior? Here, Annabelle Secretons again. There are just so many other distractions. It's just so easy for the people to stay indoors. You know, they are using skill like the people having got right clothing. It's not Instagrammable. Would you believe it? And yes, it's Sam. She said that there are many other distractions. Distractions is something that takes your attention away from doing something. Usually we think of the distractions as something that delay us from doing something more important. These days have a lot of distractions or things that offer you easy to entertainment, so it's very easy to come up with a excuse for not taking the time to go outside. Another very good skill, of course, is the weather. It's not a lot of fun to go out if it's cold and pouring with rain. Wow, it's very wise persons once said there is no such thing as the wrong weather. It's just wrong clothing. Sure, no, but you have to the right clothing in the first place, and if the weather is terrible, you might not able to get good pictures for your Instagram account. They might not be Instagrammable. You are not going to find the word in dictionary, but you probably know that the suffix able means possible. So, but able on the end of Instagram, you get Instagrammable. And that brings us neatly back to our question. What percentage of the people in the survey said that they wouldn't go out in the country because they wouldn't get good picture for social media? Was it around 10%, 30%, or 50%? What did you say, Catherine? I said 10, and the answer was about 30%. What is the word coming to? I don't know what the word is coming to, but we are coming to the end of the program. So time to review today's vocabulary. We started with to venture out somewhere, which simply means to go out somewhere, but usually when the conditions are bad. For example, it was pouring with rain, but I still decided to venture out to the shop. We hear about millennial and generation 8. Different age group. Millennials are those who became adults in the early 31st century, and Generation S are from previous generation who became adults in the 1980 and 1990. Something phenomenal is amazing, surprising, and unbelievable. And then we had the choices for activity that prevent us from doing more important things. And one of the biggest distractions, media, was the software able onto the air of a name of a social media platform, and you create a word that describes something that is suitable posting, so Instagrammable. BBC Learning English is totally Instagrammable, Facebookable, Twitterable, and YouTubeable. You can find us on the platform as well on our website, so do check us before joining us again for more 5 minutes again. Goodbye.